To go from Kyoto Station to Kinkakuji, take City Bus B3 from the bus terminal in front of the central exit. Enjoy the Kyoto cityscape during the approximately 40-minute ride to Kinkakuji. Here we are at Kinkakuji. Kinkakuji is right from the bus stop. You can see one of the Gozen no Okurabi characters, mirror image of the character Dai. This is a small mountain, about 200 meters high. Because of this, the character called Left Dai can be seen from close to the town. Gozen no Okurabi is held on August 16th every year. Let's go inside. The official name of Kinkakuji is Rokuan-ji. It is one of the sub-temples of the Shikokuji Temple, located near the Imperial Palace. The temple is commonly known as Kinkakuji because of its famous golden pavilion, the Sheriden. Originally, it was a villa of Saionji Kintsun, a court noble during the Kamakura period. It began when Ashikaga Yoshimitsu, the third shogun of the Muromachi shogunate, acquired it and built the Kitanomaru villa. The garden and architecture centered around the Golden Pavilion are said to represent the pure land of Buddhism in this world. It was a place where the emperor was invited, and trade with China was actively conducted, contributing to the development of culture, particularly known as the Kitayama culture. After Yoshimitsu's death, according to his will, it became a temple and was named Rokuan-ji, taking two characters from Yoshimitsu's posthumous Buddhist name, Rokuan Indano. The name Rokuan is derived from Rokuyan, the site where Buddha first preached. Main Gate. There is a sign that says beware, and the 5 teachings equals the 5 precepts that Buddhists should follow: do not kill living things, do not steal, do not commit wrongdoings, do not lie, do not drink alcohol are written. Yellow wall following the main gate. Please also look at the earthen wall following the gate. The 5 white lines carved into the wall of Kinkakuji are called grid lines. This is something that was only given to high-ranking temples and shrines that have a relationship with the imperial family. There are 3 types of grid lines, 3, 4, and 5, depending on the height of the position. 5 is the highest rank. Bell Tower. This is a bell with a history from the Kamakura period. It is said to have originated from the Saionji family, the owners of the villa, which was the predecessor of Rokuan-ji. Tourists can also ring this bell. Ringing the bell at Kinkakuji is charged 200 yen per time, but you can apply on the spot without a reservation. It's a great opportunity to hear the sound of a bell called the Aoshikichu, with the musical scale of law as the basic tone. You buy the entrance ticket here. The entrance ticket for Kinkakuji is called a charm, similar to the protective or prayer charms you can buy at shrines and temples. It is believed that visiting Kinkakuji can repel evil, remove the troubles of the mind, and attract good luck. After leaving the bell tower and passing through the Karaman, you will come to the Relic Hall Kinkaku, which is the main highlight. Overlooking the Kinkaku across the mirror pond, which forms the center of the precinct garden, is truly photogenic. You might think that the Kinkaku is all gold leaf, but it's not. As you can see from the back, the Kinkaku is a 3-story building, and only the 2nd and 3rd floors are covered with gold leaf. The 1st floor is built in the Shinden style, the 2nd floor in the Samurai style, and the 3rd floor in the Chinese Zen Buddha Hall style ***. Kinkaku is a rare building that blends 3 different architectural styles. Phoenix. The golden phoenix adorning the top of the Relic Hall Kinkaku is a mythical bird considered a symbol of good fortune in China. It has been incorporated into decorative designs throughout East Asia, from ancient to medieval times, starting in China. The Abbot's Quarters Huju. The Abbot's Quarters is the abbot's residence. It is said to have been used as a guest room to entertain dignitaries who visited the temple. The abbot's quarters is not usually open to the public, it is open for a limited time. You can see the architecture of the hipped roof and the beautiful garden in the Karasansui style. Pine tree shaped like a land ship Rikushu no Matsu. This is a famous tree named land ship pine. As the name suggests, it is shaped like a ship. It is one of the 3 great pines of Kyoto and has been designated as a natural monument of the city. It is said that Yoshimitsu planted the pine tree, which was originally a bonsai, in the ground and shaped it into a ship. The bow of the ship is pointed west, as it was intended to aim for the Pure Land in the west while riding on the pine boat. Kinkakuji, also known as the Golden Pavilion, was first built as a retirement home for Shogun Ashikaga Yoshimitsu in the 14th century. His son later turned it into a temple. The pavilion has a mix of different architectural styles, each floor symbolizing heaven, earth, and mankind. The first floor, called the Chamber of Dharma Waters, is built in a style common to the homes of the rich during the Heian period. The second floor, known as the Tower of Sound Waves, reflects samurai culture. The top floor, named the Cupola of the Ultimate, is designed like a Zen meditation hall. What makes Kinkakuji special is its gold leaf exterior. This not only shows the shogun's wealth and power but also symbolizes purity and enlightenment in Buddhism. The first floor, called the Chamber of Dharma Waters Hosuein, is built in a style common to the homes of the rich during the Heian period. A statue of Shaka Nyorai is on the first floor. The second floor, known as the Tower of Sound Waves Choandao, reflects samurai culture. It is a Kannon den. The top floor, named the Cupola of the Ultimate Kyokyo, is designed like a Zen meditation hall. It is a place for Buddha relics. The original building was lost in a fire in 1950. What you see now is a reconstruction from 1955. A 21-year-old monk working at Kinkakuji set it on fire, and Kinkakuji, which was a national treasure, burned down. He tried to kill himself on Mount Left Daimonji but failed and was arrested. After serving 7 years in prison, he was released 20 days after a new Kinkakuji held a special religious service held to celebrate the completion. It is said he set the fire out of jealousy towards beauty. His story was turned into novels by writers. It shows the eternal beauty and cultural importance of this place. As we go on, look closely at the design and gardens to understand Kinkakuji better. Milky Way Spring Jingasan. The small stream of water that springs from between the rocks is called Milky Way Spring, and it is said that Yoshimitsu used it to make tea. It is a rich natural water brought by the blessings of nature, but unfortunately, you can no longer drink it. Gankasway. This is Gankasway, which is right next to Jingasan. This spring was not for drinking, but it is said to have been used for hand washing after Yoshimitsu went to the bathroom. The character Gon in Gankasway has a meaning of being sacred and purified, so perhaps there used to be beautiful spring water like Jingasan. Kinkakuji Fence. The Kinkakuji fence is a bamboo fence that is set up to surround both sides of the small stone steps. It is about 50 centimeters high and is characterized by the bamboo being assembled into a square shape vertically. The bamboo fences on the left and right are intentionally different in construction. Ryumen Falls. The small waterfall near the Kinkakuji fence is Ryumen Falls. In the center of the basin into which the 2.3-meter high flow pours, there is an elliptical stone. This is called Koigyo Stone, named after the Chinese story that a carp that climbs up a waterfall becomes a dragon. The lively movement of the carp is beautifully expressed. Onmin Lake. Onmin Lake is another pond in the precincts of Kinkakuji. The other is Mirror Pond. The pond, surrounded by dense forest, is mysterious, and it was highly valued as a place for rain prayers because it is resistant to drought. The white 5-ringed pagoda built on the small island floating in Onmin Lake is the White Snake Mound, which is also famous as a powerful power spot related to money. Stone statue near Onmin Lake. There is a custom to throw coins from a distance towards the stone statue placed in front of the White Snake Mound. If you can successfully throw it near the statue, you might be blessed with an increase in salary or winning the lottery. Serene Pavilion Sakatiai. If you leave Onmin Lake and proceed along the small path, you will find a small tea house called Serene Pavilion in the style of a tea house. It is said that this name was given because when you look at Kinkaku from this tea room at dusk, It shines brightly in the evening sun and looks good. It is a famous 3-mat tea room with a Nandina floor pillar and a Hoggy different shelf. Fuji-shaped water basin. It is said to have been loved by Yoshimitsu's grandson, the 8th shogun of the Ashikaga, Yoshimasa. It seems to be a rare item that became the original model of Fuji-shaped water basins found all over Japan. The top of the basin is covered with white stone, which reminds you of the snow-capped Mount Fuji and gives you a deep feeling. This is a tea house where you can have matcha and Japanese sweets, Kinkakuji Fudokama Chasho. The set of tea and sweets wasanban of Rakugan, with gold leaf, is reasonable at 500 yen, and you can have it at the outdoor tea seat on a sunny day. 1-character copying. This is 1-character copying done in the copying place across from the tea house. When you hear the word copying, you might think it's difficult, but the copying at Kinkakuji is just writing 1 Chinese character, so even beginners can feel at ease. Fudo Hall. The main deity, stone Fudo Myo, is said to have been made based on the design drawings brought back from Teng by Kobodesher, and is a Buddha statue with a long history. It still attracts faith from the general public. This Fudo Myo is said to be effective for diseases of the upper body, especially the eyes, and many people worship it fervently. Yoshimitsu was born in 1358 as the son of the 2nd shogun, Yoshimitsu Ashikaga Yoshiakira, during a time of conflict between the northern and southern imperial courts. At the age of 3, Yoshimitsu was attacked by the opposition in Kyoto, and Shogun Yoshiakira fled to Omi. Yoshimitsu was taken to Kenninji Temple by a retainer, where a monk hid him for 5 days and secretly sent him to Harima. The next year, Yoshimitsu safely returned to Kyoto. At the age of 9, Yoshimitsu received robes from the then abbot, Shunoku Myoha, at Tenryuji Temple, who, along with his junior disciple Yodo Shushin, became Yoshimitsu's lifelong spiritual support. The next year, after his father's death, Yoshimitsu, at the age of 11, succeeded to the position of shogun. Following his father's will, Hosokawa Yorinaga assisted the young lord, nurturing Yoshimitsu into a fine shogun and striving to enhance the shogunate's authority. At 11, under Hosokawa Yorinaga's assistance, Yoshimitsu controlled the powerful regional daimyos, establishing his position as shogun. In 1371, at the age of 13, he completed the Muromachi Palace in Muromachi Kitakoji, moving the shogunate there. The palace had a large pond with water drawn from the Kamo River, and its garden was planted with flowers of all seasons, blooming splendidly, earning it the nickname the Floral Imperial Palace and becoming the political center. At this time, the division between the northern and southern courts continued, but efforts by Hosokawa Yorinaga and others were beginning to show signs of unification. Yoshimitsu, inspired by the Zen master Shunoku Myoha, a disciple of Muzo Kakushi, decided to establish a temple. He built Shikokuji Temple next to the shogunate, which became the center of Gozen literature and a cultural hub. Furthermore, Yoshimitsu built the Kitayama-den, including the Golden Pavilion, or Sheri-den. Subsequently, events previously held at the Muromachi Palace were transferred to the Kitayama-den, and Yoshimitsu began trade with Ming China, welcoming Ming envoys there. This brought various Chinese cultures together, forming the Kitayama culture. Ginkokuji was built by the 8th shogun of the Muromachi shogunate, Ashikaga Yoshimasa. Both Ginkokuji and Kinkokuji are sub-temples of the Rinzai sect Shikokuji school. Both temples, along with the main temple Shikokuji, follow the same founding master, Muzo Kakushi. The current abbot of Shikokuji also serves as the abbot of both temples, with the sub-temples' abbots managing their operations. Shikokuji is a Zen temple of the Rinzai sect Shikokuji school. It originates from the Zen Buddhism introduced to China by Bodhidharma, with Rinzai, Soto, and Obaku as its branches in Japan. The Rinzai sect follows the true teachings of Buddha, aiming to realize and awaken one's inherent pure human nature through Zen meditation.